love, but I would tell you there's a good number of the hosts that have picked this up, myself included, because we get a lot of issues here in Florida with storms. Storm season is here. We've already got a couple of hurricanes that have come and gone, and there's more on the way, and blah, blah, blah. The biggest issue we suffer is our power goes out. We feel disconnected. EcoFlow River has gone crazy here at HSN because finally someone has created an incredible generator that we don't have to pump gas into, that doesn't make a lot of noise, that isn't smelly, we don't know where to store it. This thing, this compact generator right here, don't be fooled by its size, is amazing. You know, when you see those little phone chargers at the drugstore, stuff like that, and you're like, oh, charge your phone half a time or one time. Those are about 2,000, 3,000, maybe 5,000 milliamp hours. This is 100,000. With the power that this generates, and all you do is plug it in, use it over and over and over again. You keep filling it up, drain it, fill it up, drain it, use it many times as you need to. Last you season after season after season. This is gonna charge up to 9 devices at the same time. It doesn't just work on phones. Sure, it works on phones, sure, but it will work on lights. Thank you for putting the lights back on. It'll work on fans. Nobody wants to sleep in a hot house. It'll work on TVs. Heaven forbid the kids can't play their video games. It'll work on TVs. It'll work on medical machines if you need to keep those powered up. It'll work on your computers, on your phones, on your laptops. You can plug your router into this and get your Wi-Fi back if that's still available. You can get all that at a price of only $499. Now, when you go out and buy generators, they're $1,200, $1,500, right? And I know, hey, listen, if you can get them, they're great. They're really expensive, and you gotta upkeep them because they're a motor, they're an engine. With this, you plug it in, it charges up, and then it becomes your generator that you have in your hand. And it's heavy. I will tell you, it's not light, but it is compact. Not so heavy that I can't pick it up with one hand, but the point is that's because this is a big power cell. Power cells are heavy, okay? It comes with this amazing case, so you can take it with you travel, because let me tell you something, I don't just use it in an emergency. I use it when I'm camping. If you're a boater or a fisherman, you can bring this thing everywhere and have extra power wherever you need. Okay, I'm finally gonna introduce my guest. Justin Smith is here.
Hey, how's it going, sir?
Good to see you.
Good morning.
You know, we all get so excited about this because, you know, normally we say, like, when we have things that are backups, we're like, well, we hope you never get to use it, but it's great when it's there. People use this no matter if it's a power failure or not, because they use it camping and when they go on trips and things like that. But I gotta tell you, this has been, it's been hugely successful here.
Yeah.
Sells out every time. We just got it back.
Well, to your point, it's a everyday use. I mean, think about, you know, those of you at home who rely on maybe scooters or something like that, right? You get to the grocery store, your scooter battery maybe starts to run a little low. Throw this on it, and to go back to Guy's point about this being heavy, it's not that heavy. It's 11 pounds. It's about the size of a gallon of milk.
I just mean it's not like a feather. Well, because the reason I say it's because there's oomph to this. I mean, it's a power cell. It is. But you can carry it around. That's why it comes in a little bag. But you know, that's what I was trying to say. It's just, it's small. It's hard to believe how much is in there.
Right, and so not will it only power all that stuff you were talking about, but it's also going to power the scooters like I talked about, the TVs, all your everyday needs, but it is only about 11 pounds. It does have that nice heavy weight to it. But one thing I want you to know is what it's not. It's not those little silly little 2,000 milliamp chargers that'll charge your phones once or twice. And it's not, you might find some other things, similar things on the market that are less powerful, maybe 40 or 50,000 milliamps. This is nearly 50 times more powerful than its closest competitor. All those other ones, they're basically car batteries wrapped in a piece of plastic. With this, there are no moving parts. There is no noise, there is no gas, there is no oil, there is no toxic fumes, which means you can keep it in your house. How I want you to think about this, it is a 21st century generator. It wasn't that long ago that we used to think, gas cars? Wait a minute, there's no way those can be as powerful as electric cars. Right. There's no way those can be as powerful as my gas car. Well, now look in your road. Their gas-powered cars are everywhere, and they're just as powerful, or electric cars are everywhere, and they're just as powerful as our gas cars. This is an electric powered generator, a battery powered generator giving you 100,000 milliamps, an industrial amount of power to power all of your household items. Watch this. Here's the kicker. All at the same time, in the palm of your hand, at the push of a button. One button press. You know, my mother-in-law, she watched this when we launched it about a month ago or whatever. This is the Generation 2. Generation 1 was wildly popular. It was a customer pick. My mother-in-law saw me launch this about a month ago. She called me afterwards, had an epiphany. She goes, Justin, I live on my own, 2 hours away from family and friends. I live in a condo. I don't know how to pour gas in those big, clunky, smelly, heavy gas generators, but guess what? I can press a button. I need one of those in case I lose power and nobody can get to me, or I get evac'd and have to go to a shelter. You can take this with you. And when you do lose that power, here we go. This is where it's worth its weight in gold. I know this is what you guys have been waiting for. Look on around your house right now. We've got our AC wall outlets. Virtually anything you can plug into those big, scary, clunky gas generators, you can plug into the back of your EcoFlow. Anything you can plug in around your house, your TVs, your mini fridges, you can plug into the back of the EcoFlow river. So let's say we just had a storm, a natural disaster, something pushed through, a tornado, floods, blizzard, hurricane. We're gonna go ahead and get our lights going because we're without power. We're down here in the south, so we want to get a fan going.
Oh, that's big.
We're going to cool things down. This is an industrial fan. And here's the thing, I can keep going like Guy said. I can plug in all of my other devices too. Let's talk about our iPads, up to 9 things. And here's the cool thing that I want you to know. Unlike some other similar devices on the market that are less powerful, I'm not unplugging one thing to plug in another. It will plug all of these in at the same time, and nothing is surging in power. It'll power all of these, get this guy, for over 100 hours. Do the math, that's 4 days before you ever have to recharge your EcoFlow river. Your gas power generators, they would run out of gas 4 times in a day. You can go 4 days without ever recharging this and run all of these things at the same time.
And I don't know if you remember, but when we had the hurricanes not too long ago, you remember how hard it was finding gas?
Oh my gosh, 10-mile radius, you couldn't get gas.
You couldn't get gas anywhere. So people's generators didn't even have the gas to do that. If you charge this, you have 4 days of power. And what I love about it too is the way the unit is set up. And Justin will show you that too, because it gives you real-time information of how much power you have left, not just a bunch of lights that are going down, but it actually gives you a digital readout of how much power you have left. And then when you get down to whatever, you just plug the unit back in and recharge the unit. So you use it over and over and over again. Comes with the case. We sold out of the silver and white. I have the black, which is the one that I have, and I think it's fantastic. We have this. They both do the same thing. Doesn't matter. But I will tell you, this can save your bacon. I had a buddy, my buddy Dave, lives in West Palm, a couple of years ago when they had their hurricane. He was without power for 9 days. And he told me, he goes, Guy, I never saw how bad things could get in a neighborhood until we were all out of power for 9 days. It was terrible. And they live in it's West Palm, a beautiful area.
Sure.
It doesn't matter where you live. When there's no power, everybody is trying to get by.
Storms don't discriminate.
The stores weren't open. You know, they weren't suffering as bad as many other people. You know, in a power failure or storm, the people that have it worst are usually the ones that get attended to first. So if you just don't have electricity, hey, lump it. You gotta figure out what to do. I hope you put some food away and some water. But if you have this, you are so above and beyond what most of the people in the neighborhood will have. You're looking at a close-up of the digital readout. It's got a beautiful LCD panel screen right there that gives you an idea of what's going on inside.
That's right. Other similar power banks, they might have, you know, your small ones that charge your phones once or twice. Remember, this will charge your phones for 4 days, but they're gonna have maybe 4 little LCD dots right here, and who knows how much battery percentage that actually represents. This is gonna tell you down to the percentage and minute of battery that you have left on this nice crystal clear LCD screen. Why is this important? Because this means you'll never have any interruption in power, which means you will never have to be without your lights and your fans to recharge your river, because this also has something called flow-through charging, which means that you can keep all of your devices plugged in, your phones, your computers, your routers, your mini fridges, your lights, your camping equipment, your drones, your batteries, anything you can think of, your power tools, you can keep them all plugged into this and operating without any lapse in power, without any sort of interruption in power, because the EcoFlow will tell you down to the minute and percentage of battery that you have left. And like you mentioned a minute ago, how you couldn't get gas for those big clunky gas generators during Hurricane Irma within like a 10-mile radius of here. Guess what I had? And here is, this is the bad boy right here.
We have this available.
Do we even have this? Am I bringing this out?
No, bring it out.
Okay.
60 left of the solar panel. Go ahead, you tell them.
So what I was